1 in 100 people, as it actually turns out, is a psychopath. Assuming I get 300 views on this video, 3 of you would actually be psychopaths. Now, every presentation contains data, numbers, and statistics, but only the best of the best presentations actually deliver these statistics in a way that is shocking or that is jaw-dropping. Take this intro by ocean explorer Robert Ballard, for example.
Our country has 2 exploration programs. One is NASA, with a mission to explore the great beyond, to explore the heavens, which we all want to go to if we're lucky. Well, there's also another program that in another agency within our government in ocean exploration. It's in NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. And my question is this: why are we ignoring the ocean? If you compare NASA's budget, annual budget to explore the heavens, that's 1-year budget would fund NOAA's budget to explore the oceans for 1,600 years.
And that's what we want your story to do. Arrest your audience's attention and get them to only and only pay attention to you. I've had the privilege to work with many professionals to help them craft their stories and nail their data, which is often the trickiest part, actually nailing the data. When done right, the data can result in jaw-dropping moments. And against popular belief, it is possible for numbers to rock. If you craft it right, numbers can be the star of your presentation. But this is all possible only when your story, your statistics and numbers can speak to both the mind and the heart of the listener, using both logic and emotion. One is incomplete without the other. I often say this: the industry we're in today is called infotainment because it's no longer sufficient to just inform people. You also need to entertain them to actually get them to remember stuff, because there is so much information out there. There's what we call information paralysis, because there's so much of it that you don't know which one's more important than the other. All of this said and done, how do you do it? You can do this very simply by placing your numbers in a context that your audience relates to. Let's take a use case. There's a poll that was conducted from 23,000 employees working for different employers, and this poll was about how motivated and driven people are at work. Let's find out what the poll says. The findings go something like this: only 37% said they have a clear understanding of what their organization is trying to achieve. 1 in 5 is enthusiastic about their team's and organization's goals. Only 15% felt that their organization fully enables them, and only 20% fully trusted the organization that they work for. Now, if you're anybody like me, you'll think to yourself that this is pretty sobering stuff. And you walk away from these numbers thinking, I just don't think people are motivated and driven. There's a lot of dissatisfaction and confusion in most companies. And you're not wrong to think this. But still, the numbers are a bit vague. They're a bit abstract. How do we make this more specific? How do we make this more interesting? Let's take this alternate story, for example. The data is the same, but the context is different. If, say, a soccer team had the same scores, only 4 of the 11 players would know which team they play for. Only 2 of the 11 players would actually care. Only 2 of the 11 players would actually know which position they play in. And all but 2 players would be in some way competing against their own team. This is the same data, mind you, but the second example is so much more memorable because we can visualize it. We know what a soccer team looks like. We know what 11 people walking onto a football pitch looks like. And all of a sudden it's relatable. What I'm trying to say is this: never leave data dangling. Always lace data with context. And especially if you have something important and groundbreaking to convey, always make sure that the numbers are packaged in a context that your listener will find appealing. If you found this video helpful, please do consider subscribing to my channel and hitting like on this video, because it really helps me out and it drives more traffic, which ultimately benefits this small YouTube channel that I'm trying to create and nurture.